this car is okay. I redone my fuel system a little bit. My fuel filter was completely plugged up. I have no idea why, but it has all been resolved now. If the car makes power, then it's fixed. It will know momentarily. So it seems like that was pretty successful. I'm very excited, very excited that it's good to go again. It turns out that my fuel filter was in fact the issue, and I did replace the front line and the filter, and it is in fact good. So we're going to be doing a walk around of the car today. I know there's a lot of people that wanted to see a walk around, and I have done one a long time ago, but I guess I never did one again just recently to make up for all this new stuff that's on the car. So first, we're just going to start doing a little walk around of the actual car and give you guys a little taste of what exactly is going on here. If you guys came over from David's channel, then you guys already know that you've already basically seen the car in a walk around fashion, but I'm going to talk about it. So first off, this is a 1995 240SX. I've had it for 5 years now. This thing has undergone so many different setups, it's insane. So originally when I first got it, it was a 100% stock 1JZ VVTi with a R154 on it, and actually it's still the same R154 in this car as the time I got it. The only difference is it's not even the same R154. It's it's the same housings and bell housing and everything. It's just the completely insides has been converted. It's a full billet dog box gear set, so nothing about it is still R154 other than the fact it looks like one. It's got a cube speed shifter, so it's short throw. I can slam it and get in between those dog teeth, so that way I can go right into the next gear with no problems whatsoever. So it will go into the next gear and I will never be locked out. One of my favorite things ever about the car, it has been able to take everything I've thrown at it. Going back, the old setup with the 1JZ still, I had switched it up. It was stock turbo. I switched it up to a top mount single turbo, so it was a Precision 6466, which I ran anywhere between 6 pounds of boost all the way to 34 pounds of boost. I ran it on there for a while like that. I got rid of the car for 2 months, got that freaking ridiculous Evo that everybody seems to think that I'm just hating on all Evos, and that's not the case at all. The Evo that I had attained was absolute dog water, and it wasn't good or worth the trade at all, and somehow I ended up getting this car back. So when I got the car back, I converted it over to a 2JZ non-VVTi GE bottom end, so it was a 1.5 JZ at that point, still the 6466, which I kept that set up for a while, and it was a full exhaust. With an extra half liter of freaking explosive potential, I was able to make way more power. So I was out running 800 horsepower Vets and Mustangs and everything else on a little baby 6466. So I've had that set up for a freaking long time, so it was like 3.5-4 years or so, and I eventually converted to a fender exit, which is why you guys see a hole in the fender. So it was a 4-inch fender exit from the turbo, which used to be up here, and that was pretty solid and everything. But once I blew it up, because I did blow it up, I blew the engine up twice, so I was on a stock bottom end twice. The first one lasted like 4 years. I made like over 100 passes on it, and I beat the absolute trash out of it all the time. I beat it up all the time. You guys can go back and check out all my videos and stuff. I literally never once was nice to the engine, and it lasted 2.5 years or so, give or take. And then the next one didn't last at all because I turned this thing up to like 36 pounds of boost and just windowed the block, like literally right over there on the highway, like right there where the green sign is. Where's the sign? There it is. Right there where the sign is on the highway is where I freaking stopped. So I was able to basically just walk over here and I could get my stuff. I wanted to go something completely different, and I was really trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do, and I ended up switching up completely and going with something that was extremely different than what is typical on a JZ. So instead of a traditional top mount turbo, I wanted to do something that would be there'd be a lot of benefit to everything, being I've got my vent on the hood, but regardless, that was able to keep a lot of the heat out anyways with the top mount turbo. But because I've got a tube front, which is very well done, mind you, there's no bulk up here, and everything's mounted from the bottom and the sides, which is excellent. It's a fantastic design. Shout out to my friend Merle. This manifold, most of the heat from the manifold is generated at the turbo, so like the hot side is what is going to get the hottest, because that's just where everything converges. With it down there, it's getting direct airflow, and it's going to stay a lot cooler down there in front of the car than it would be in the engine bay. So basically my engine stays cool all the time, like all the time, unless I'm doing back-to-back pulls and stuff where I'm sitting and revving it. It will always stay cool. The manifold is from my friend Ryan, the owner of Humble Engineering out of Cali. He built my solid mounts, my manifold, and my intercooler. Those are all custom for me. Everything else was built to the custom setup here. So it used to be a full front end and everything, but there wasn't rust on the front end. We cut it so that way we could fabricate stuff to the turbo setup, which is freaking excellent. Because of the turbo being down here and forced direct air into the intercooler, there is no piping aside from this one here, and there is so much less surface area to fill up with boost, unless you want to call this 4.5-inch core and this intake a lot. I mean, it does not really take that long to make power, and as you guys saw, if you guys watched David's video of the car, you guys could see that he just didn't understand how to drive the car, which is fine. You guys can see the difference from his driving and my driving. The car has no problem staying into boost whenever you drive it the right way. We didn't have that much time to drive it, plus it was rush hour traffic, and I mean, this car is just freaking fast, you guys. This is a Pulsar G42 1450, so I really believe in the Pulsar turbos. They're freaking excellent. I do have one on the Supra. For those of you guys that don't know that I have a Supra, it's a little baby turbo, but that thing is an instant spool machine. I have hard lines for my boost control, and my boost control actually isn't through my ECU. My boost control is actually on my True Boost. It's not exactly the best thing, but it does work really well, and I actually need to convert. I could just wire this to my ECU, and then I can control everything and just run boost by gear, which would be a lot better. I do plan on doing that. I'll get to that at some point. I'm just, this is gonna come apart and everything after Saturday anyways. I got AM smart coils. These smart coils are like probably my favorite coils ever. These things are probably they're the best coils on the market. I know a lot of people don't really like the fact that they ride on the top, can't run a coil cover, so a lot of people like to run the Valley coils, which is fine, but you guys gotta also understand that a lot of heat and everything is down in there. I mean, you got the coils bolted to the head, and the coils are trying to act as a heat sink, whereas these are riding on top of the engine, and they're not going to get as hot as they would be if they're stuck down in the valley of the freaking head. Interior of my car, guys, we got the whole front interior. I got to put the heater and stuff back in, but I happen to have to figure out how to bypass everything because I got a lot of my wiring and stuff tucked, but in my dash. So just like my ECU is up in my airbag thing, and I got my airbag cover so it can be inconspicuous. Got a Pyrotech sport seat. Also, had a lot of people talking about these freaking things, which I just have to grind off. They really seem to think that they were going to hurt somebody, but they're like literally not that long. They're like a freaking ½ inch. I don't understand. Some people are just, they overanalyze stuff, and it's really not that big of a deal. So I just gotta, whenever I take this car apart, I'm gonna take all the interior out, and then I'm just gonna grind down stuff and finish redoing the interior and stuff, get it all good again. Got my nice Sparco wheel, and here's the short throw. Doesn't seem like it's that short throw, but trust me, it is very short throw compared to the way it was before. I got AM gauges. It's on ECU Master EMU Classic, so it's something I believe in a lot. It's in the Supra as well. It's in Levi's Skyline. It's in Austin's Eclipse. Love the ECU, but I hate the support. For a fuel system, guys, I got myself PTFE lines, 8AN from the tank to the rail, and then I've got 8AN to the regulator, and then 6AN all the way back. My fuel filter's right in the middle, and that was the issue that I was having. And if we look under here, I've got dual pumps, so 044 pumps, dash 10A, or they're 10 lines going to pumps, and then they Y to a single 8AN all the way to the rail. Right in the trunk, I just got myself a fuel cell. Perfect insert carbon fiber sunroof delete. Thing is freaking great, but it cost me $300, and I really had to spend a lot of time on it. But there's not rivets. It's literally held in by freaking silicone, and it has been in there forever. Has no problems. I'm on stock front struts, and actually I'm on max speeding rods coilovers on the back. Y'all haters out there hating on max speeding rods. I got Megan coilovers in there, and I just haven't changed these because these have just been great for literally 4 or 5 years now. It's crazy. I don't even understand how it's working, but they are. If something ever happens to them, I'll just switch over to the Megan coilovers. And here it is, guys. You guys got to see some pulls and stuff. I got this bad boy all fixed. Oh, before we get going, here I'm going to show you guys my oil deal. So I'm going to describe this to you guys in a simple fashion here. So because the turbo is actually, the turbo drain portion of this is actually lower than you can see right down where the return would typically be, then there is no way for it to gravity feed, and because there's no way to gravity feed it, we got to use a scavenge pump. So basically it's a brushless pump, so it'll just suck stuff up. So I got a little tank deal here, so that way it can fill up the tank, and then this pump here will suck it out. It's like 15 gallons per minute. So it'll suck it out right up through here, and it'll go back to the tank. Absolutely perfect. Great design. I was able to get this thing all knocked out. Also, shout out to Ryan for slamming me with this beautiful titanium tip. There it is, guys. You guys got to see some pulls and stuff. So I got the fuel issue all worked out, so freaking solid. I'm excited. But there's a walk around of the car, and I hope you guys freaking enjoyed it. I know some of you guys have been waiting for this, and I've just been trying to get some motivation back, and I am super freaking excited. Man. I've also been thinking, I'm gonna throw this out there for you guys. I've been thinking about removing the turbo setup and then going back to a top mount and then doing like a 4-inch aluminum exit out the back, and then putting like a 6870 style turbo on here, so that way we can have a faster insta spool and just like a faster power through the whole rev range in general. If that's something that you guys think would be cool, I'm gonna keep the whole setup. I'm not gonna sell the setup. Like that's mine. That was made for me, and I don't want to see that on somebody else's car. It's mine. It will end up going on another car, or maybe just get put back on. I'll just have an interchangeable setup here. But you guys just let me know if that's something that you guys would like to see, because I can experiment, and we can go back and forth, and I can show you guys just the difference between top mount, front mount, freaking bottom mount, whatever mount turbo. Let me know what you guys want to see down below. And yeah, I hope you guys freaking enjoyed the video, seeing Ricebox getting freaking down and crazy on the highway out in Mexico. This is Mexico, I swear. Teleported. But yeah, that's gonna be it, and I will catch you guys later.